Now before we look at the inside of the toolbox, let me just talk about why I bought this WorkPro tool set. I was looking for the most complete tool set out there, and I found that this really contains everything I need as a mechanic to get started. Now I could buy the individual components by themselves, but they're gonna be more expensive down the road than buying the kit altogether. And also, if I buy them separately, they don't really come with this trays. They don't come with this case. So this comes with a case. I have all my tools in one place. Saves me money. This is also almost a rebrand of the Craftsman toolset. I had Craftsman in the past and I liked it, and I felt that this is going to be a pretty similar quality, if not identical, and there are probably going to be savings here too, about 15 to 20% savings over the Craftsman branded one. All right, let's move on to the inside. So let's look at the contents of the first tray. First, on this side, we have metric sockets, and these are deep sockets. We have all the way from 4 millimeters all the way up to 14 millimeter deep sockets. Now on this side we have the SAE type, which go all the way from 9/16 to 3/16, again in the deep socket form. Now on this side we have a couple of sockets that look special on the inside. The reason for it is because they are 12 point. Now these 12 point sockets go all the way from 3/16 all the way up to 9/16. Now on the bottom ones we have the standard 6 point socket, and again this is the metric, and on this side we have the SAE all the way from 5/32 to 9/16. Then on this place right here we have a nice range of Torx bits all the way from T8 to T30. Then these little guys, these little hex bits, go from 3/16 to 7/32. Not only that, we get hex sockets. These are pretty good. They go from 3/8 all the way to 3/16, and on metric from 5 to 10 millimeters. Now those will be used with the handle like this, but the handle can also be used with this adapter bit. This little adapter bit is gonna lock in here, and it's magnetic, so it's not gonna fall off, and it's gonna allow me to use any of the 1/4 inch sockets. See, I'm gonna insert that in here, which is perfect for low torque applications. I place this back on here. Now on this side, you have a couple of extensions. You have a long extension, a medium extension, and a small extension. These are great for our larger 3/8 wrench, ratchet wrench, and it's gonna be installed like that. And what's neat about it, it has a locking mechanism, so it's not gonna fall off. If I press on it, it releases the extension. So that's great. We're not gonna lose any sockets or extensions. You also get another extension for the smaller 1/4 inch wrench, which also has the locking mechanism. By the way, these wrenches have nice tooth gearing. It's a fine tooth gearing. I believe it's a 45 tooth, and that allows for me to be able to move this wrench in a very small tight space, and I can only move it a little bit, but I can still remove my bolt. So that makes it great because the fine tooth allows for that very small range of motion while still removing the bolt. Let's look at the contents of the second tray. This contains all of our 3/8 sockets, so they're gonna be used with this 3/8 wrench. And let's look at the wrench. We got 1/4 inch all the way to 1 inch on the SAE type, which are the 6 point. And then going to the top, the next row, we have same thing, SAE all the way from 1/4 to 1 inch, but these are the 12 point. So what do I mean by that? Look at that, 12 points versus the 6 point. Now from here to here we get a unique type of socket. This is the 8 point socket. These are great for square nuts, and it goes all the way from 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Now the third row is metric, and these are metric 12 points. It goes from 6 millimeters all the way up to 21 millimeters. Now the row over here is still metric, and we got from 6 millimeters all the way up to 22 millimeters. Pretty good range. Now let's move on to the deep sockets. The deep sockets, I got SAE on my left side and I got metric on my right side. The SAE come in 3/8 all the way up to 13/16 in size. And all the sockets are nicely labeled, not only with the brand, but with the size, so I know where to put it back when I'm done with it. For the metric, it goes all the way from 12 millimeters to 19 millimeters. Here's the last sliding tray, and this one contains our 1/2 inch drive. And it has 12 point selection of SAE all the way from 1/2 inch to 7/8. Then on the bottom we have metric all the way from 9 to 17 Again, this is the 12-point configuration. And we also get a couple of deep sockets on here. We have 7/8 to 1 inch socket. Pretty good. Now, what's also neat is that they threw in 4 different type of spark plug sockets. So this is going to be great for anybody changing their spark plugs or working on their car. You got all the way from 5/8 to 3/4. Then on the bottom portion, we have the 3/8 drive specialty sockets or bits. These are torque bits, and they go all the way from T27 to T50. Look at that, very nice. And then we have a couple more specialty bits over here, including these oddballs, which are the E12, E14, and E16. If you ever run into this type of bolt or socket. Then we get a couple of adapters. These are great, these little guys, because I can take a tool like this 1/2 inch, install this over, and then I can use this now with my 3/8 drive. Look at that. That's pretty neat. So you put release. Okay. And then finally on this side we have a lot of specialty bits and an extension for our 1/2 inch drive wrench. Okay, now let's look at the last part of this toolbox. Moving to the top of the toolbox, this is the last compartment, and look at that. You get combination wrenches inside of here. We have on this side SAE sizes from 5/16 all the way up to 9/16, and again they're nicely labeled 9/16, so I know where to put them back in when I'm done with that. Then you have the metric all the way from 11 to 17 millimeters. Then we get more specialty bits right here, and we get 3 little baggies. And what do the baggies contain? Well, the baggies contain L wrenches, and those L wrenches are both in the SAE type and 20 of the metric type. Finally, this little baggie right here, this baby baggie, there's little baby combination wrenches, which are neat for small little projects. So it's a pretty good comprehensive toolkit because it contains most of the tools any mechanic would need. And it's also pretty good because it's portable. I can take it, I can lock these things, and I can carry this and take this along to the next job I have to do. If you guys are interested in purchasing this WorkPro toolkit, I'll place a link on the description below. And if you guys enjoy this product review and want to see more like it, make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.